If you're a fan of performance cars and sporty cars, this video is for you, because right here, right now, this is the first drive review of the all-new 2023 BMW M2. It's the second generation of this car. It's quite special. All right, in, nice and comfy, like the seat. Start up. Yes, comes to life. I love that they kept the manual transmission. Yeah, that's really special. Parking brake off, and I'm on my way. So here's a quick walk around. The car grew for this generation just a little bit. It became wider and a little bit longer. So it's now a couple of inches longer in the wheelbase than the previous car. And it's about 1.5 inches wider in the front. It's almost as wide as the M4, but still overall shorter than the M4. And like Dirk will explain later in this video, this makes the car fairly agile. It's also, relatively speaking, a relatively lightweight car. The way you'd see it here in kind of a standard guise, this car weighs just under 4,000 pounds, 3,950-ish. If you're wondering what this is, I'm gonna let the car speak for itself. I have a microphone for the exhaust system to listen to this wonderful engine. Let me show you the engine. Double pull. 1, 2. I'm near Scottsdale, Arizona, which means this is not Colorado elevation. So this is around, maybe 1,800 feet above sea level, not a mile above sea level. And it's been raining here, believe it or not, all day yesterday. So the road's got a lot of little sand on it. So it's not ideal, but this is what TFL does. Real world reviews. Oof, this engine is quite special. Underneath the hood is a straight 6 turbocharged engine, actually 2 turbos. There you have it, BMW M Power. It's the S58 internal code engine that's also used in several other vehicles from the M division in different horsepower numbers. In this M2, it's rated in the United States at 453 horsepower at approximately 6,200 RPM and 406 pound-feet of torque at approximately 2,650 RPM. So it's got great torque, relatively low, and it's a high revving engine. The red line is at 7,200 RPM. And this one is a manual transmission, I'll show you in a second. And I'm gonna attempt to launch this car in the real world with a real world driver. I'm not a race car driver, but I wanna show you exactly what to expect. This color is called Toronto Red, and this car is equipped with a sunroof. You can also get a carbon package that I'll show you later on. That lightens the car by about 37 pounds for about $9,900. And we could all lose some weight, so maybe for that much money I can lose 37 pounds as well. All right, well, let me show you the interior and let's get going. I'll show you the 0 to 60. All right. And that's rev matching. So here I am in third gear. It did rev matching for me. I didn't have to heel toe shift. Yes. All right, so I'm gonna get to this place where there's a dead-end road with no cars, so I can show you a 0 to 60 acceleration. The steering in this particular mode, it's so precise. These are Michelin Pilot Sport S4 tires. So good performance tires. Oh, this car, especially with the manual transmission, is so engaging. Okay, you don't want to hear me talk. You want to hear the car talk, right? So let me try this. All right, here it is, the dead end road. I'm all in all the right modes. Yes, my M traction is at 4. I'm gonna enable my draggy GPS device. I got some wheel spin. And that was 60. That's probably one of my worst launches ever. But I did feel it really involved. Let me show you the time, and let me do it one more time. Here it is. This is the M2 interior. I love the color they're adding to the seats. I think it adds quite a bit of life to this car. All the materials are really premium, really supportive and comfortable seat. In the back, you have room for 2, but it's a little tight. This is a small car. So yes, you can of course move up the seat and put 4 people in here. But ultimately speaking, this car is probably better with just 2 people, especially if you're tall. All right, let me get in and show you how I have it set up for some performance driving. Start it up, clutch in. Yep, it's a 3-pedal car. Clutch in, start. Okay, I've set up this M2 button for my preference. Oh, did you hear that? The sound changes. The flaps are open. And I'll turn up the other mic so you could hear it in a second. And then I have engine sound and sport. I have gear change, gear shift assist on, which basically helps me rev match. Chassis in sport, steering in sport, brake in sport. And M traction control, I'm gonna set up for this particular condition, DSC off, but there's also 10 levels of the system that Dirk will explain in a second. So now I can go like this. And Dirk recommended maybe 3 or 4. I'll start with 4 and I'll see how I'm able to launch it. Also, as far as modes are concerned, I'll be in sport mode. So my gauge cluster changed just a little bit. My gear indicator is up front. My revs are here. All right, let me change the camera and show you how this car accelerates. Traction control is still there. 3, 2. Traction control is still there. And I feel like I'm bogging down a little bit. I'm not doing the best job I can possibly do. So let me try one more. So this particular acceleration, I got 4.55 seconds. And according to BMW, it's possible to do it in 4.1 seconds. And as you can tell, I'm not the lightest or the best driver out there. Here's a second startup with the mic on the car. So this is normal, sport, and Sport Plus. Oh, yes. So like I showed you in the manual car, my best 0 to 60 time was about 4.4 seconds or 4.3 with a 1-foot rollout according to my draggy GPS device. I'm pretty happy with that because I'm not a perfect driver and it wasn't a perfect condition, but I really loved that manual transmission. But now it's time to drop off the manual car and get into the automatic car. So let's go there now. And snap, there it is, the automatic M2. So let me show you around. So this is not just a different car in a different color, which I think is also a pretty interesting color called Brooklyn Gray. Here it is. Here's the key to this M2. Pretty nice. But it also has the carbon package, which means this car has our carbon fiber roof panel. You can see there's no more sunroof. So this by itself gains you about 13 pounds right there. Then also the seats. Oh yes. Take a look at this. The special seats. So they're carbon fiber frame. They're super stylish. They still have heating and climate control in them, but they also save together about another 24 pounds. And you can, they're just styled, I think, just out of the ballpark. They're a little bit different. There's more aggressive bolstering. And I was just driving in this car, and I think, for me at least, for my frame, it's a little bit more snug, but good type of snug. Not bad. So I really like that. Once again, the wheels are staggered fitment, so they're 20-inch wheel in the rear and 19-inch up front. This car has a M Sport differential, so it's an active differential with that can vary anywhere, well, really from open to fully locked or anything in between. This rear tire is a 285/30 ZR20, and the front one is 275/35 ZR19. So they are staggered size, but they're Michelin's. So same tire that was on the other car basically is on this car. And I'm about to do a 0 to 60. I'll show you how that works. This car has, of course, launch mode. Here's another view. Slightly different controls. M mode setup and DSC off, because this is an automated car, of course. Let me close this down. The controls are a little bit different, but the driver modes are the same, where you can still control the suspension, the engine, exhaust sound, engine performance. You can control brake and steering feel as well. All right, let's get on the road and do a 0 to 60. If you're wondering, I'm using this GPS device to measure my 0 to 60s, and it's a magnet. So I also wanted to show you some of the panels. Obviously, this carbon fiber is not metallic, so it's not gonna attract the magnet. The roof structure there appears to be magnetized and steel. The door appears to be magnetized. There, the rear fenders are in steel. Of course, the bumper covers are plastic. The trunk lid is metal. So a good portion of this car is in metal. The front fender, nothing here, plastic or composite. The hood is plastic or composite. So the rear of this car is mostly metal, and the front is mostly composite and plastic. All right, are you guys ready? I'm in the automatic car that's lighter. Should be quite a lot faster. So let me set this up. I stop. Okay, I spun my tires there. That was not a good launch. So that was about the same as I did with a manual car. So that's not good. So I need to try this again and make it good. Okay. So once again, I'm at that same dead-end road. I'm gonna do the launch in the automated car. Wow, it shifts quick. The 1 foot rollout, it's 4.07. So that's very quick. It's supposed to be 3.9 second car. It's a little bit more like clockwork when you're driving a automatic transmission. With the manual, you're doing more things, and the automatic, of course, is a little bit more repeatable. You can do kind of the same thing over and over and over again. And I think that's what head of development Dirk was telling me as well. If you're buying a car specifically to go out on weekends, on your days off, to the track, and actually you want that little bit more track focused car, the automatic transmission is the way to go. But if it's your daily driver, if it's your mostly a street car that you want to have some fun in, then the manual transmission is the one you want, because you're a little bit more involved. I think it's more fun, although you might be a little bit more unpredictable and a little bit slower. Let me see my best time. I think that was probably my best launch. Oh yeah, guys, even a dummy like me, 3.93 second 0 to 60 with a 1 foot rollout, it's 3.74. This is what, almost half a second quicker in the real world. Yeah, the automatic car is way quicker. Okay, so you're probably wondering a few more things. How much does this car cost? What about fuel efficiency ratings, perhaps? And when is it going to be available? Well, let's get to it. So if you're really worried about fuel efficiency, the M2 is probably, well, not your first choice. This is a high performance car, but no matter which transmission you get, manual or automatic, it's 19 Mpg combined. So actually a decent number for a high performance car with over 450 horsepower. That's not electrified. It's not a hybrid. Then it's available right now. It may be hard to get because this is already a popular car, and I've been told that I mean, you could go to your dealer, you could put your name on the list, but you may not be able to immediately pick one up. You could order one, and the starting price is just under 63,000 bucks. That's for the base car with no carbon package. Like I told you, you can get the carbon package which includes the roof and the seats. That's $9,900 altogether. You do have a lighter car, in some ways maybe even a cooler option for the car, and you do have to pay for it. So if you add up all the options, including the carbon package, this car is closer to 74,000 bucks with destination charges. So that's the pricing structure on this car. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one would I pick? Yes, the automatic car is quite a lot quicker, 0 to 60, but I'll still take the manual. Which color? They do have a really nice blue. I might pick the blue one in the manual. And carbon package, I don't think I want to spend almost 10 grand on the carbon package, so I would skip that. Let me know how you would configure your M2 I'll see you next time, and check out oldtfl.com for everything automotive in one place, and also tflbids.com, where you can buy or sell cool used vehicles, trucks, SUVs, and cars. Thank you.